Next up, my second most played character. There's only one character above this one. So this one I can explain very well, like Drake. I am so happy about this character. Oh boy, Lancelot. Woohoo! I love playing Lancelot. I really do. It is super fun, in my opinion. One of the most fun characters to play in this game. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wait, actually... Okay, we are using his pitch black armor. Good. Lancelot, 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 let's go! So happy right now. I love playing Lancelot. It is so much fun. Every time I play Lancelot, I have fun. I have never had a moment where playing Lancelot wasn't fun. Well, okay, there was one, but that wasn't because of Lancelot himself. The one time I didn't have much fun. You can already see me giddy. We go at it. Okay, let's start the show. First, aerial attacks. You're good. Fine. Problem is, he drops down a lot every time he uses a basic. So a lot of people will not use it to do something like this. Mainly because he drops down fuck ton every time. Every time he does one of the basics. That's the main problem. That's why nobody will do something like this with Lancelot. Probably because they'll also be using another skill of his, but whatever. Okay, basic attacks on the ground. I'm gonna show it from here, mainly due to the nature of Lancelot's. Yeah, so his knock-up does not put him in the air, but you can immediately jump. So don't worry too much about it. It's fine. Don't worry too much about it. Even though he doesn't naturally jump, you can do it yourself. Once he does this, click immediately for jumping. Okay. 2 light, 1 heavy. That was a second. That was 2 lights, by the way. It's meh. The second light is a bit of a problem, but after that, oh boy. So that's his 3 light, 1 heavy. This is where the fun starts, is after the second light. He also has a Gatling, some machine gun, and now 5 lights. I love this. I don't remember, can you do 2 heavies? Oh yeah, he has 2 swipes when he does a single heavy, by the way. Either way. His full light chain is the best chasing light ever. These are the best. This is the best chain of light chasing ever. If not for the second light, these lights would be ridiculously dumb. And also due to how relatively slow he is a little bit at doing some of the lights. But he's still probably the best character for just purely chasing a character with basic attacks. He will not let you escape. Ever. Like, just purely due to his basic attacks. It is so much fun to use him every time. This is a skill, by the way. Okay. Either way, I'm not here to talk... Well, I'm here to talk about the basic attacks. How good are they? They're good. They're very good for chasing a character. But they are awful to keep a character in spot, obviously. Because of that. Hey, double-edged sword. Okay, time for the skills. First up, Pseudo Noble Phantasm, Steel Pillar. Now this is a close range skill. This skill would be good. Would be good. If not for, well, it's still okay. It's an okay skill in my opinion. But it has one negative. This part. The third hit. Or the part where he's like crouching, looking backwards. There is enough delay in that part that a character who has been blocking both of the first strikes can literally, with a close range attack, punish you and stop your the whole thing. Now, there is a way to solve this problem. Attacks on attack speed, that is no longer a problem. And they get screwed. But without attack speed, that thing can be punished. And people that were caught by the two first can then block the third one, if needed. Which is even more annoying. Making this skill, because of that delay, which could be a great skill, it could be a great skill, an okay skill at best. If you have attack speed, it's still great, but if you don't have attack speed on, it's at best okay, and it doesn't exactly give you a lot of drive. Instead of that skill, what I personally like to take is... Now yes, it has a delay, I know, it looks a lot like Smashed into Smithereens. And to a point, yes. It's not as slow as Smashed into Smithereens, even though it looks almost as slow, it isn't. But the main reason why this skill is, in my personal opinion, preferential, is due to a problem Lancelot has, which is his abilities to gain drive don't have a lot of range. This is his longest range skill. And on contrary to Smashed into Smithereens, once he throws the thing, he can basically almost, not immediately, but almost not a long time after, get out of the animation. So, it's fine. Again, and I use this mainly to get drive and catch people off guard sometimes. It doesn't do a lot of damage though. Steel Pillar does more damage than that. But this third hit really keeps it from being great. Next up, Erendite. So, this skill is part of a set of skills that have very limited usability. Why? Yep, exactly what you just saw. It is a charging up ability. And on Lancelot, this is actually useless. Unfortunately. I've gotten kills with this, yes. But the amount I've gotten compared to the amount of ones I didn't even hit is ridiculously small. It is such a niche ability. And the biggest problem is, a lot of other characters that have this type of ability have a stun to accompany it, for a reason. Because they're not supposed to use this without a stun. Lancelot does not have a stun. Which means, in simple terms, Erendite's usefulness is basically almost zero. So, point of the matter is, also, if you are wondering, can I combo it with some other skill? Or with maybe basic attacks? You know, like something? Nope! It takes so long to charge up, it doesn't work. So, basic point is, Erendite is not worth your time. Just don't. Sorry, but this is the one skill I'm gonna say, try to avoid. Nemo has protection, so this is his counter. Now, his counter has a problem, but also a benefit. Now, Nemo's protection problem is range. His counter's range is probably the smallest in the game. They better be freaking touching you when you're using this. Literally. Well, the smallest, maybe smallest comparable to a stall foe at least. But it does have one good property. This thing sims them up so high in the air, you can combo it with something like Steel Pillar and two other skills which I will be showing later. The point is, you can use this to combo with two other skills and basically kill someone. That is the main strength of his counter. His counter permits him to easily, well, maybe not easily, but almost very easily combo into 3 other skills. Possibly. It is a very good, it's an actually very good counter. It's not the best counter in the game. No, hell no. That goes to Gawain. But it's still a really good counter. Plus, unfortunately, Gawain can do also the combo thing. Mainly not because of this counter, more because of his other skill, which just permits it really easily. Lancelot has a little harder time actually doing this, the combo though. But it's still possible. I'll keep this for now. Now the combination of skills probably a lot of people will tell you to use. Well, except maybe keep the counter. I personally don't like this, but I'll show you in a minute. Oh, my throat. 1 minute. I need this. I need the...
Cool.
My god, I need this. Whew. Yeah, my throat is gonna be dead by the end of this. Okay. So we got 3 skills to show. First up, Hunting Dog. One of the best rush skills in the game in my opinion. It's fast, it can be comboed from just about any skill. Can be comboed into from about any of his basic attacks or skills. It flows very naturally. You can redirect it very easily. Not 100% easily, but very fine. In a very fine way. And it's just... it's really fast. Point is, it's so really fast. So, it's just a really good skill. It's probably his best skill. Hunting Dog Knight is probably by far his best skill. It has a problem, which is if you drag someone into the wall, they will not take the damage, but again, that probably won't happen. Probably. Next up, Submachine Gun. Now, this skill seems nice if it ticked every time, but it doesn't. It only ticks once, which is good and bad. Sometimes it's good because of counters. Other times, not so much. It is a relatively, it's got an ellipse? No, a half a circle shape around him. And goes a little further back behind him. If you're against the wall, you're actually kinda safe with this skill, by the way. You are kinda safe, except from long-range abilities. You cannot cancel it, though. You, once activated, cannot cancel this skill. No matter what you do. Okay? Just warning. Now, this is still a fine skill. Why? Because you can combo into this with Hunting Dog. This is probably his second best drive gain skill. And it does good damage. The problem is, obviously, you're, again, yeah, it's also not as detrimental as missing Gate of Babylon. That is also that is also a good point. But the negative is obviously it doesn't have as much range as Gate of Babylon. You have to be careful using this because once this thing is blocked once, you are in trouble. If it gets blocked one time, no more ticks happen, no matter what, on that one character. So they can then use a skill and just tick you out of it, and just say, screw you, you're going down, Lancelot, basically. But it can be comboed into by the Hunting Dog Knight, so... not Hunting Dog Knight, the counter, so you got that at least. Finally, Mimicry. Let's just do this. So, the skill that... on the Department of Gate of Babylon... well, who the fuck is this? The skill that a lot of other people, yeah, exactly. I'm like, there's no audio to his dialogue, by the way. No, 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 no. Fudge. My controller went nuts. God damn it. Budget, we're just doing this already. Okay, give me a minute. Oh my god. I'm just finishing this. Yeah, it happened. It's fine. It's happened before. Not the first time. Well, I'll take this point to show his drive skill. Okay, his drive skill. You are immune during this whole thing. You are literally immune. They can't do anything. It is the most... Yes, it is. We'll talk about it later once I get to Gilgamesh. Oh my freaking god. Okay. It is the most... It is one of the better drive skills in the game. It is deceptively long range, and at the same time, it's also one of the worst drive skills in the game. Because it's got this weird hitbox, which nobody really knows where it exactly hits. It sometimes hits far, far away, and sometimes it hits nobody. The majority of people will camp behind you, but Lancelot has a counter for those problems. That's why Lancelot has a counter. For everybody that tries to camp behind you when you use the drive skill, you got a counter for that. That's why it exists. To basically say, screw you people. I am not getting freaking bullshitted because of my own drive skill. But yeah, his weakness of the drive skill is if they're behind you, they will not be hit. Sometimes. It's weird, drive skill logic. Either way, mimicry. If you didn't guess already, it basically copies a character, in this case, of the either opposing or your team. No matter what, it will copy somebody. Huh, this is actually relatively my build almost. The thing is, while in mimicry, there are no audio cues for Lancelot, making his drives really scary. Some drives are really easy to like avoid because of audio cue. Mimicry makes that audio cue not exist, which means silent drives that usually are trash can actually become good mainly due to that reason. Even abilities sometimes. So yeah, that's the main strength of mimicry. But there is a reason I don't use it. You wanna know the why I don't use mimicry on Lancelot? Because once you run out of mimicry, you can just go back into mimicry, as you can kindly see after you just did it once. What does this mean? Well, it means that mimicry Lancelot isn't really, in my opinion, you're not playing Lancelot. You're just playing other characters. At that point, I might as well ask you, why are you playing Lancelot? You might as well just be playing someone else. On the other hand, mimicry is also the skill that makes him either the worst or the best character in the game, somehow, depending on your luck. It's a giant gacha machine. That's mimicry in a nutshell. So, either way, let's go and now show off / demonstrate Lancelot Kit 101 / whatever works on Lancelot. Also, is it too dark in the camera? No, it's still fine. Okay, I probably will have to turn on return to base camp. Stage select, I mean. Come on, game. Come on. Okay. Multiplayer. Point. Why I put my own counter? I'm not the only one going for Lancelot. Yeah, makes sense. Lol. No, it was, there was no audio of cues on the characters at all. So, okay, either way, create room. I'm gonna give you builds, as per usual. I'll try and give you free builds. I've become different ever since my 2-month hiatus. Okay. So, my recommended slash probably only working one. Let me change something here. What I'm gonna call the mimicry build. Realistically, you only need mimicry itself, but... And finally... Oh, my voice was full of static. Damn, that's bad. Okay, give me a minute. Is it still full of static, or is it better now? Might be my computer being full of stress. Oh, damn, I have this open. No wonder. Ah, okay. Good to know. Okay, and what I'm gonna just call the meme build? I guess I'll call it the meme build, only because I'm out of ideas. Which involves Arendite. Also, no, Arendite cannot be comboed into even with the counter. It doesn't work. I've tried. It doesn't work. Well, maybe with attack speed, but again, do you call that a combo at that point? So I'm gonna call this the just Arendite build. Which isn't really a build, it's more of a thing that just exists. Either way, recommended build. Okay, so I'll give you a choice in the recommended build though. You have Steel Pillar Throw or normal Steel Pillar. Preferably, I'd recommend Throw, but you can choose Hunting Dog, Submachine Gun, and Nemo's Protection. Mimicry build. Submachine Gun, Hunting Dog, Nemo's Protection, Mimicry, whatever. And Arendite build. Hunting Dog, Steel Pillar, Nemo's Protection, and Arendite. You can substitute Steel Pillar as well. Whatever you prefer. I'd recommend keeping Hunting Dog and the counter no matter the build. Doesn't matter which one. Either way. Yeah, basically, if you use Arendite, people will know you're memeing, by the way. So, nobody takes anybody seriously if you're using Arendite. Unfortunately, it's really bad. There are very, 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 very few cases where Arendite is useful. In those very few cases, someone else better have stunned that one person. Literally, those are the only times. And you might as well just use normal Steel Pillar at that point. Literally, you might as well just use normal Steel Pillar. Either way, time to show off Lancelot. So here we go. So I'm gonna try and demonstrate combo. But my computer decided to say go. This is why I use it sometimes. So you have two options for the combo, but with this build at least. If you had Steel Pillar, you'd have three options. But since we're doing this not like that, okay, first up. See what I mean? That's the combo. Hunting dog, counter into hunting dog. It will catch them. It basically, if you catch them well, you will catch them. You have another variation, which I'll show you in a minute. Well, once a character full health comes around. I'm gonna wait here. Okay, we got drive, but who cares? This is just to show off the combo. Oh my god, really? Oh my god. This is really hard to show when the AI doesn't want to cooperate. Also, try not... You can't combo into Pillar Throw, by the way. It is not possible, I've tried. Pillar Throw takes too long. Also, you can use Hunting Dog Knight for this! To just destroy the tower, basically. So the other combo involves some machine gun, but it's a little harder because sometimes the enemy doesn't fall well. Hunting Dog is much more reliable, is what I'd say, but technically speaking, you can combo into some machine gun. But there are 2 points. One, they have to hit you and go up into the air in a weird way. Like you saw the Tamamo there. Go up in the air. Not like the Elizabeth. And second, you have to turn. You can't do it just counter in their direct, looking at them and some machine. You gotta turn kind of in a 90-degree thing, and then use it. And they'll get caught. Immediately. That's the main point you gotta do. Really? Okay, thanks, game. With attack speed, though, it becomes a lot easier. Well, if I could show it off. With attack speed, a lot of the problems on Lancelot go away. But the thing is, you only have 5 of those, so not much you can do about it. Either way, what is the prerogative on Lancelot? And oh yeah, though, I forgot to explain one more negative on Lancelot, which I don't think I've explained on Berserkers. All 3 of the Berserkers in this game have a tiny problem. Their drive lasts much less than any other character's drive time. The positive supposedly is they do more damage. But the negative is the drive time is around half the time. Their drives go by fast compared to other characters. Which means every Berserker already starts off in a negative slash basically a bad position compared to the rest of the characters. And it's only the Berserkers. So, taking that into account, number 1 on the rankings? No idea. Let's see. There you go. If you're wondering, the second one is Violet Menace. Obvious. Either way. So the problem... Yes, basically. Probably. Anyways, the main problem of Lancelot is, while his skill, two of his skills aren't bad, are good actually. 2 of his skills are okay. He suffers from the same problem as Drake. The only positive about him is he has a certified death combo. Drake does not have one. A certified death combo is what I call a link, basically 2 skills that link and will kill. He has a certified one, which makes him slightly better than Drake. However, he is still not by far, but he is still the worst of the 3 Berserkers. He is the worst option of the Berserkers unless you use Mimicry, I guess, but as I said, you might as well use another character. And He's just lacking, unfortunately. He is extremely fun to play. Don't take me wrong. He is extremely fun to play. But he is extremely hard to play. Possibly harder than Drake. So, what is my prerogative on Lancelot? He is one of the... He is still a Berserker with a counter, yes. But he's still the worst of the Berserkers. By far, by the point that he's the only one without a buff skill. As well. Out of the Berserkers. Mimicry doesn't count. And... Well, the other Berserkers at least have like... One of them is bullshit, and the other one has skills that are bullshit. Lancelot's skills, none of them are actually bullshit. Hunting Dog's great, but it's not bullshit. It has never been an unfair skill. It's a buff skill. Okay, if you're lucky, you get a better character. Come on, that's... You know at that point, as I said, Mimicry, you might as well not be playing Lancelot if you're playing Mimicry. Either way, Mimicry Lancelot, I'll do a separate thing here. Separate ratings. Mimicry Lancelot goes between being EX and a D, depending on how good your play skill. You are the scum of the earth. Just joking. It's fine. You can play it. I personally don't like Mimicry Lancelot because it doesn't feel like Lancelot. But either way, Mimicry Lancelot. It's either EX or D, depending on your luck. Again, and your skill level with the other character you get. And the kit that's on the character and a lot of other points. That's why you can't rank Mimicry Lancelot. Non-Mimicry Lancelot, normal Lancelot, actual Lancelot, is a C. At best, he's a C. Oh yeah, if you turn into Artoria with Lancelot, he becomes EX. Very much so, yes. But again, as I said, he goes from D to EX for a reason. In the end, he is a C for non-Mimicry Lancelot. For Mimicry Lancelot, may the god of luck bless you, I guess, and tell you how good you'll become. There's no other way to rank him. So, that's Lancelot in a nutshell.